I'm going to get my screen recorder started here, and we are going to come over here to, and I apologize, as I move this table, the video is going to move a little bit. I'll see if I can fix some of that. I'm going to work really, really carefully here. I'm going to come back to an old video. I don't even remember which one this is. Let's look at the title. Okay, one more for good measure. And this was the video of me, one of the videos of me in the kitchen. So when I go about making a thumbnail for this channel, this is sort of what I'm looking at. I'm looking at different videos. These are all the extra videos I made for, let's go back here. And I chose the thumbnail out of this video the first time, so let's go, let's just go here. And I'm just doing this at random. There's no rhyme or reason to why I'm doing this, but when I open it up and I just sort of scroll through to a spot, let's pick one that's really silly looking. So let's go with that one right there. I just stop there. Then I take a screenshot of this, and that's a Control-Shift-4 on a Mac. And so I'm just going to create that screenshot. That automatically saves to my desktop. And then I can get rid of these things. And I'm in Photoshop, and so I'm just going to come over here to Open. And on the desktop, you will see I have a couple of screenshots. This is from a video I did today. We're going to open this up. And there are a couple of steps that I take on pretty much every video. One is I will take it over into the Camera Raw filter to sort of do some adjusting on lighting and color and darks and shadows. And so there is an auto button. I usually try that first, see what happens. It didn't really do anything here, which is fine. And then I will almost always sort of adjust the blacks. You can see in the shadows that's going down, and I'll adjust the whites just a little bit, sort of brighten it up. And then once I'm done with that, I'll just click OK. Sometimes I'll adjust the white balance, sometimes I'll crop out something, but I'll just click OK. And then I do one other filter, and that is with Topaz Labs, because I want to sharpen everything up, because being a screenshot from a video, every screenshot is just a little bit blurred. And so you can see here on the back of my hand, at least I hope you can in the YouTube video, that the side over here that says it's updated is much sharper and in focus. And so I'm just going to click Apply. And we'll let that go. And I'm usually trying to find a clip that sort of describes the video that I'm making as much as possible. When I export it, and this is one of the things that people need to be aware of if they're starting YouTube, thumbnails have to be less than 2 megabytes. And you'll see here that I am at 179 megabytes. So I'm going to click here to make this a smaller file. And now I'm at 5.7. The YouTube thumbnail size is, I think, 1920 by 1080, which is sort of a 1080p deal. So I usually start off at 2200 width. And then over here on the left, you'll see I'm at 2 megabytes. I want to get that under there just to be safe. So I'll go to 2100. And now I'm at 1.8 megabytes over here. And then I'm going to export it. And I will just name it Thumbnail 2, because I'm going to put it back in this same spot here. Life in Motion Diaries. Where was I at it? 201 maybe? Yeah. So I want to be able to find that separate from the other thumbnail. And so then I'm done with that. Now, let's go. Sorry about that. That's my OBS recording the screen. I am over here on the YouTube channel for the Life in Motion Diaries. You'll see the icon up here, and I'm just going to click create and upload a video. Obviously, I'm not going to upload this video all the way, but we'll go through the process at least. So I was in Life in Motion Diaries 201, and the video was down here. One more light setup for good measure. So we'll get that started. Now the description I've already loaded in as an automatic description. It's the same thing in every video unless I add something different. So that's always there. And then I'm just going to upload the thumbnail 2, which is a really silly thumbnail I would probably never use, but you know, here we are. It'll take just a minute because there it is. My internet at home is fast some parts of the day, very slow parts of the day. It's a real mess. If I want to include this in a playlist, I would add that here. And I stopped doing playlists back in January. I probably need to start over again. And then I also have to verify here that this is not made for kids. If it's made for kids, I've got a whole bunch of other stuff I got to go through, and I never make anything for kids. So I'm just going to click next, and it's going to ask me if I want to monetize it. And I'm going to say yes, because I always do. This looks differently if your channel's not monetized. That's why I want to show it to you so you can see what monetized channels do. I'm just going to click done. And you'll see here it says place ads during the video mid-roll if it's longer than 8 minutes, okay? And then right now it will tell me that it might put an ad right here, which is almost at the beginning of the video. But the AI does that for me. I don't do any of that myself. So YouTube chooses ads based on you, the viewer, not my content. So if you get an ad that doesn't allow you to skip ads, it's because you have typically allowed that to happen. And YouTube says, well, we know they'll stick around. My advice has always been, if you get an ad that's 2 or 3 minutes, or somebody complained the other day it was 10 minutes long, that you can't skip, get out of the video and go back into the video, and YouTube will choose a new ad for you. And you should be able to get a skippable ad at that point. I'm going to click next. I have to agree that I am not doing any of these things. It does not have any inappropriate language. It's not adult content. There's no violence. There's no shocking content. There's no harmful acts. No recreational drugs. No enabling dishonest behavior. No hateful or derogatory content. No firearms-related content. No sensitive events. And no controversial issues, which in itself is a controversial issue. We'll might cover that in another. Now I'm just going to click none of the above and submit the rating. Now YouTube takes that with a grain of salt. They're going to double check it themselves, but I've at least sort of agreed that this is where I'm at. And then if I have added music, which I always add music directly from YouTube on this channel, I would click to add a license. And here you can see these are the songs that I've downloaded that I've already. If I click one of these, then it's going to tell YouTube this song appears. He has a license for this song. It's cleared. And so I don't have to do that here, but I have done it on a few videos. I don't normally add an end screen, but if I did, like on those videos that come up and at the end of the video it says, here's another video you might like, or here's a playlist you might like, that's the end screen. And I've tried to add cards before, and obviously I don't know what I'm doing, so that has never worked for me. And then it's going to tell me that everything is going to be checked. YouTube is still going to go through. It runs an AI program. It reads everything I say in the video. It checks the music in the video. It looks for any red flags whatsoever, and I will get an email later telling me it has passed all of the checks and it's okay to go. So then when it comes to next, I always schedule them for the next day at 6 a.m. So all of my videos, with the exception of a couple of times when I forgot, they're all scheduled for 6 a.m. And you'll see here, before you publish, check the following. Do kids appear in the video? Some of my videos they do, but they're not an integral part of the video, okay? And then if I have any other questions, they've got overall content guidance, I could do that. It says up here, we're still checking your video to make sure your video doesn't have visibility or monetization restrictions. Wait for the checks to finish or save your video as private or unlisted. So in other words, if I was going to just publish it immediately, it may not get published immediately because they have to run the checks. So I'm going to schedule it, and it says we're still checking it. Okay. And the video is uploading. It tells me it's going to take an hour and 16 minutes because the internet here is really slow at the moment. And then it will come up over here and tell me that it's uploading, and it will eventually also tell me that it has been successfully uploaded and that it's scheduled. And so here's a good example right here. So monetization is on, and there is a license that has been added. So you can see that happens when I add music to the videos. I hope that sort of clears up some of the stuff that people go through when they're monetized. Every video on every channel that I do goes through these exact same steps. And I'm not going to do an end thing out by the dining room table. So if you've got questions or comments, please feel free to add them in the comment section below. And I will try to answer your questions as best I can. And we will see you tomorrow.